your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
Basha K. Ali!
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what's good to say? I doubt it will stand up to something. I have no disrespect for you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt.
I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean.
Hello, boys and girls. That's never happened before. Welcome to the Chrissie Mayr podcast. I went live because I am just buying some time while we wait for Mr. Razorfist. Some of you in the chat have said that he may have forgotten. Who knows? You might be right, but I just wanted to come on and say hello and not let you all just leave you out to dry. I did want to bring up, this is not a super chat, but a very important comment that I had to acknowledge. I love that Chrissie has a kid and still looks hotter than 90% of women. I think that's supposed to say. Thank you, Night Owl. This is just going to be a compliment stream if Razorfist doesn't show up. But I have some packages to open. I know. I love Razorfist. He's smart. He's funny. He's multi-talented. I enjoy him so much when he comes on Friday Night Tights. While I wait for him, I will open some goodies from my P.O. box. Because this is what you all tuned in to see. This is what you all wanted to see, right? Let's watch Chrissie open a box. It's hot as balls outside. Okay, I'm taking my sweatshirt off. Even though I'm not really like in good enough shape to take my sweatshirt off, to be totally honest. Like I vastly underestimated the amount of time it would take me to snap back after childbirth. I thought it would be like a month or two. Ha! You're not even cleared to exercise again until 6 weeks later. I didn't know about that. But so yeah, it's hard. Like I love the little beans so much. Would do it again. Would do it 1,000 more times. But I do miss like being able to go to the gym like 3-4 days a week and just crush it. Okay. I have a feeling this is from my buddy Sam, who is my snack guy. He's my snack dealer. And he first sent me a bunch of German snacks after my dad died, so that I would think of him, and it worked. Look, it's more German snacks. Okay, these are I can't read a word this says, and in fact, these kind of look like genitals. It's Haribo Rakuten. What's a sour Rakuten? Don't these look like male genitals? Doesn't that look like? Where's my mind? Oh, they're rockets, of course. You know what I've noticed about some of these German gummies is that not on this bag, but on other bags, they say like something about like, oh, we're climate friendly. I don't look for climate friendliness in my gummies, okay? I don't think anybody does. But these are kind of healthy. I don't see any like really gnarly ingredients in here. I hope there aren't any. I've eaten so many bags of these. Rakuten. Let's see what else. Gummy rockets. Yeah. Red rockets. Go green. I literally just was talking about how I need to lose weight after giving birth. But here I am with these gummies. Oh, look, Kotjes. These are hippie gummies. I like this brand. I hope they'll sponsor me one day. But I've tried their sour gummies before. This is the brand that I saw on it, like we're fucking gay and climate change supporters, which I disagree with. Peace and love gummies. Wow, what do these taste like? I hope they're not dosed with anything. How cool. Okay, these look fantastic. Thank you. Okay, what the hell are these? Okay, these look. Is this cheese flavored? What the hell are these? Haribo Bala Sticks. Bala Sticks. They're brown, orange, and yellow. Ugh. What in the hell is this? This is very German. Limo Mix. Und Urschwang. Eben so. They're vegan. These look scary. I've never seen brown gummies. All right, well, I have to try one. And then, okay, these look pretty safe. Like a whole bunch of these dark chocolate coconut. Coconut's like my absolute favorite thing. And when you put it with chocolate, oh boy, you're in for a real. Gee, I wonder why I can't lose the baby weight. No, I'm kidding. I don't need these. Dark chocolate coconut cup. These are pretty. These look good. You peppered some of those in there. Oh wait, but wait, there's more. Go. What the hell is this? Gamer gummies, Tetris gummies. Okay, this is not German, but I will accept it. Tetris gummies. No high fructose corn syrup, no preservatives, gluten free. Wow. It's got vitamins. Look at that. Gamer gummies. I should have been eating these while doing my Alyssa Mercante impression. How freaking cool is that? Wow. Sam, you're the best. You're my favorite. Did you you gave me und note. Und message. Sam is a wonderful human being who I met not at Anime Matsuri. I believe we met at the Orlando MegaCon. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Or we met at the Houston MegaCon. Like the Houston meetup. Okay. Hi, Chrissy and family. I know you asked where I bought the candy so you could buy your own, but then I saw your Michael Malice interview and I thought, I love Chrissy. I should send her more German gummies. I'll let you get your own, I promise, but at least you sampled them and now you can make informed decisions. The Tetris gummies packaging is in English, which I'm uncomfortable with, but it says product of Germany, so that's good enough. The hippie candy is gay, but that's the only flavor of that brand I haven't sent you. FYI, when you go to the world market, the Panda Kacha brand is licorice. Anyway, I love the Michael Malice interview. Even though I knew your story, you have had an intense year and you are one tough lady for persevering and thriving through it all. You are a good person and a special person. I am honored to simp for you. Sam, the 1/8 German candy man. Aw, P.S. Hi, Frank and Frank. Frank is my hubby and baby Frank is the baby. Duh. Thank you, Sam. Okay, what should I try? Tetris gummies. Questionable brown German straws. Brown, orange, and yellow. This one scares me the most. Gay hippie gummies, which look safe and inoffensive. Or Rocketin. Sour penis-shaped rockets. That are a little melted, but that is no one's fault. They've sort of congealed, which you know what might actually enhance the flavor. Look, you can see how congealed they are on the back. All right, we got brown straws, cheese gummies, brown. I'm seeing a lot of votes for brown. There you are, Sam. Oh God, and no, it's a few weeks old. I didn't go to the PO box right away, and then it's been sitting here for me to do a whatever stream, and I haven't done a whatever stream in a while. I've just been interviewing people. But I don't care. This could be years old and I would still eat it. You don't understand. Maybe you do. I'm seeing a lot of votes for brown straws. Oh, what's up, Courtney? Oh my God. All my favorite people are in the chat. Oh my God. I love you guys. I miss my friends. Zoom Teelan. All right. God, these look like worms. Oh, I don't know if you guys can fully see and appreciate this. For those of you just joining, expecting to see Razorfist, I'm so sorry. This has devolved into a mukbang because I think he may have forgotten. But we're gonna just stay. We're gonna stay here till he shows up. But you know what? Yeah, maybe I will promote his thing whilst we wait. Ghost of the Badlands, his graphic novel. I think it's available right now. It is available. Maybe 4 or 5 days ago, it was put on for sale. Here is, you know what? Yeah, I will eat the gummies while we watch his little preview. We'll micro task multitask. Ladies, next time you're hooking up with somebody, say you're a good micro tasker. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Okay. I have to interrupt this for an important announcement. Okay, I just realized on the back it said the flavors. Orange is orange. Yellow is a citron, which I think is European for citron, citrus. And the brown one is cola flavored. Okay, now I don't feel as worried. But the orange one is great. It's like it's hard, which I love. Gives me more to like. And there's like a strange little white center. I don't know what it is. The last bag of these you sent me, Sam, they were gnarly. They did not taste good, but I ate every single one of them because I was like, they're special, they're German, they're from a faraway land. How could I not? You really gotta like chomp down on these. All right, I'm gonna have the brown cola one next. And then perhaps we'll open a different bag. All right, so on April 17th, which was 2 days ago, woo! It's the story of a man on a horse galloping through life, looking for love in all the wrong places. This is I have no idea what this book's about. I'm just making it up as I go. Ghost of the Badlands. Not the good lands, the bad ones. Written by Razorfist, art by George Alexopoulos, who is delightful, who I've interviewed. He's like a based cartoonist. Woo, wind noises. Ooh. Arkhavencomics.com. But I also see that this is available on Amazon. I don't know if he prefers like one or the other. Monochrome edition, April 17th. Oh, but if you guys want color, you're going to have to wait another month. Of course you want color. Who wants monochrome when you can have all the chromes? How cool. Check it out. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, monochrome. Oh, it's a hardcover. It's a hardcover. It's a monochrome paperback. It's all over. Come and get it. All right, now it's time for the brown straw. The moment you've all been waiting for. Brown straw. Oh no. 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 Nope. No. No bueno. Holy shit. Razorfist is on the quartering show right now? Fuck me. Wow. All right. I guess I know where I stand,
Really?
Mr. Yeah.
Stream snipe them.
Eric, let's stream snipe these motherfuckers. Wow, they're going to pay. Big time.
Here, I made a
How
new,
dare
made
you
a new
besmirch me?
I made a new thumbnail. I sent
Made a new thumbnail.
it.
Missing
I'm
guest.
gonna upload it.
Upload it?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Oh, shit. We know how I am with microtasking. Oh, God, this one's bad. I'm going to eat these. I'm going to eat them all. Because I was raised to always finish my plate. So I will finish eating these gnarly brown straws, but I will leave them to the end. Thank you, Eric.
We're in Rumble.
I mean, let's be honest. I'd probably be on a quartering show before my own show. Is it on? Do you know if it's on Rumble or YouTube?
Rumble. No,
Rumble?
It's Sticks and Hammer.
Oh, Sticks and Hammer.
It's not.
It's a different person. This better not be fake news. April 17th is 2 months ago. Oh, it was. I think mentally, I'm still in April.
That's Sticks and Hammer.
Okay. Not right.
The chat is retarded.
All right. The chat is retarded. You've been deemed retarded by Frank. This just in. April 7th was not 2 days ago. It was 2 months ago. Thank you for fact checking me, as always. Mentally, I'm still like, oh, I just went into the hospital. I do. I do still think we're in April. Do I dare try the lemon one, or do I move on to the penis rockets? I'm gonna move on. These are much better than the strange blue ones you got me last time. They were like blue raspberry, and they were all the same blue color. They weren't sour. Like, I appreciate that these have little sour bits on them. The other ones are strange, but I did eat them. Oh my God, he's here. Oh my God. Oh my God, he's here. I don't have to keep eating my strange candies anymore.
I don't have to change the.
This is so exciting. This is so exciting. Oh my God. This was about to be a full-blown mukbang stream, but he's here and I'm so glad. We just watched the trailer for his new graphic novel, which has not been out for 2 days. It's been out for 2 freaking months already. He is the author of Ghost of the Badlands. He is an edgy. I wrote this myself, by the way, because I was inspired by him. He is an edgy wordsmith, flipping a leather-gloved middle finger at the establishment. His latest rant, that you can watch on YouTube, is critical of the GOP. It's factually dense, but also verbally whimsical, with some old political cartoons peppered in for good measure. So happy he's here today. He is black and white, just a vision. His camera went off, but I'm sure it'll be back. He's an author, a pop culture critic, a political critic. Welcome, Razorfist. He is here. He's queer.
Hello. Yeah,
I'm
I'm fixing it. Just a second. I'm so sorry. I was at a belated Father's Day thing in Mesa, and Phoenix traffic decided to be Phoenix traffic. So,
wow.
but I am here.
I didn't know you were a dad.
Right? No, reverse. It was to honor my father. Yeah.
Oh shit! Of course.
Yes. Sorry about that.
It's like, my dad dies, and I assumed everybody else doesn't have a living dad anymore.
I don't think that's actually how it works. I don't think you can have a dead dad by proxy. At least I hope not.
No, I know. In my mind, since my dad is dead, everyone has to have a dead dad. That's how it works.
Right. I attend a lot of veterans functions, so I hope it's not catching.
No,
yeah.
I don't. That sounds horrible.
All right, sorry about that. Okay. Everything's fixed.
No, and then there was a scare. Somebody in the chat thought you were doing the quartering show instead of mine, and I was like, you know what? I understand 100%. I would make that choice too.
No, I'd never go on that show. No, actually, we've been trying to. Gosh, did my go off again? Every time I move it.
Mine does the same thing. Do you have a cam link?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, me too. The
Oh.
slightest bump or move or sneeze takes it off. It's
Well,
so
you
annoying.
could have warned me. My God, no. It's
My
been too long.
hesitation.
I don't think we talked since the face hugger escape from your chest.
Oh my gosh. And that's actually how he came out. I thought he was gonna come out my
Right.
bottom parts. He actually came out they started opening my rib cage. I'm like, "What are you guys doing?" They're like, "Oh, sorry. This is how
Right.
we're gonna take the
I think you were
baby out."
actually falling into a pit of magma at the time.
Oh my god. Yeah, and I'm like losing it. I'm like, "Oh, his book debuted 2 days ago." And the chat's like, "That was April. Chrissy, it says April. Where's your" So,
It's well, if it's the color edition, it's still not out. So it's
w
we came out with the black and white version, which is
I was
this
gonna
one.
ask why you do that. Is that because you're in black and white right now?
Exactly. I actually live in a world of monochrome. No, yeah, we sort of did we have the Indiegogo version, and then we have sort of a version for late back, people who basically missed because we ended the campaign and like didn't extend it like a lot of people do. You have the whatever they do. They go to print on demand or whatever on Indiegogo. We didn't do that. So when it was over, it was over. So a lot of people missed out. So
Oh, I
we
missed
had
out. I didn't order it. I'm one of those people. I'm so
like,
embarrassed.
I wasn't gonna order that shit, but no.
No, I was. I was. I adore you, and I adore Mr. Alexopoulos. You're both so multi-talented.
Yeah, well, I agree on the George part. He's fantastic. He did a really really good job. He's handling like fulfillment. So like on top of being a great artist and whatever, he knows the Indiegogo stuff. I don't. I'm a perma boomer. So he
But you're
just
like what are you, an elder millennial at oldest?
I'm like 79. I don't like to talk about it, but
I
no.
think probably the biggest positive in having a black and white, like having yourself be in black and white all the time, like you'd have a bad face day and it wouldn't matter. You could have like a zit and no one would
Right.
see it. You could just like not wash any your hair or clothes and no one would know because it's black and white.
And I don't. No. It's true. It is very very forgiving. I've always wanted to do the black, white, and another color, but again, we circle right back around to the boomer thing. So I don't know how to make that work, but I do it on my videos. But yeah, anyway, so like there was we're doing like there's the Indiegogo version, and then we came out with sort of a mass market version for people who missed out. So it's available. I just bumped the thing again. I'm so sorry.
I like it though. It's like your computer's blinking.
I know. It's also available for people who missed it, at Amazon and Barnes
Ooh.
and Noble. You can get it at Walmart, for crying out loud. So you can get it pretty much anywhere. But that's the black and white version, and then the color version, which he finished a few weeks ago. It's printing now, and he's about to start shipping them out. So whenever that's done.
Ooh. Actually, can I pay more and get you both to sign it?
Look, you don't have to pay me. Jeez, I'll just send you one.
Oh,
Of
but
course, I
come
have to get
on,
a copy
though.
first. So
There's probably so many people that are like, "Send me one." So I don't wanna be like that.
yeah. No, I'm stoked. How is that? Is that on the IDW website? Oh, that's Amazon. Jesus Christ. I was like, they're not selling us on the IDW website. I would die of embarrassment.
Why? Are they gay? Are they not
Gay would
cool?
be a significant upgrade from what they are right now. But yes.
Okay, I guess they're just advertising something called Earth Divers. Boring.
But
Uh
but no, so far it's been really, really well received. So I'm stoked about that.
This takes place in Arizona, which is where you live.
Yeah, right. What you know.
Ooh. Canyon Diablo is a reascendant Gamora with rail bridge construction halted by hellfire and tragedy and railroad companies warring with local landowners to complete it. The town becomes an open boil on the Arizona desert. Gamblers proliferate. Prostitutes ply their trade.
As they
Brig-
do.
Brigands. Oh, I'm too stupid for most of this. Brigands roam. Wait, I didn't mean to click on the dictionary.
You've
That's
got a
hilarious
long,
that it
exciting
came up.
career in voiceover, Chrissy.
Brigands roam on the roadways, waylaying the innocent for an unknown purpose. But the bandits are not alone. Something stirs in the painted desert. Someone systematically exterminates coach robbers and murderers, dealing out a deadly reckoning to all who assail the weak. Gunfight after gunfight, coffin after coffin, legend soon grows of this phantom of the high desert or desert. The lone pistoler dispensing God's judgment, a one-man vendetta ride, wielding a strange mechanical weapon of the old world. I have a strange mechanical weapon in my nightstand.
It's true. I have several strange mechanical weapons in my closet, actually, or
Oh,
theoretically in
oh,
Minecraft.
okay. Oh, I get it now.
But
I was like, why do you have vibrators?
no, mine don't have 3 speeds. But
Just
yeah,
kidding. I don't.
Yeah.
That's what I've never understood. Like when you have vibrators have like multiple settings, like fast and faster. Like who's gonna mess around with fast when you have faster?
Where's the
No.
gradient? I ask you.
Yeah. Eventually, wait a second. Where was I? Lone pistoler dispensing God's judgment, a one-man vendetta ride, wielding a strange mechanical weapon of the old world, baptizing the heathens in hails of gunfire. Eventually, folk find a name for this masked missionary of death, the ghost of the Badlands. Da, 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 da.
Quick question: what would a high dessert be? It'd be like, is that
Oh,
like pot brownies or?
yeah. I was thinking like when you have high tea, so like a fancy little something on a tiered tray, maybe.
Oh, see, you were thinking all dignified. I was
I
all,
was thinking dignified, like a
yeah, I
little
was.
gay cake cut into little squares.
I have the gutter mind of the lowborn. I apologize.
Lowborn.
I'm not high class enough for this establishment.
Look, I like this. It reminds me of like a spaghetti western. It's like a man on a horse in the dust. There's wind. He's by himself. He's thinking about life. He doesn't have a phone.
Lots
He's
of
bored.
fog machines. It's like an 80s
Yeah,
metal video.
lots of thinking about his life.
Kind of. That's the guy. So the like main character isn't the main character in a weird way. Like the ghost of the Badlands is sort of in the background. He's like this kind of Phantom of the Opera figure.
This guy, he looks like Edward Scissorhands when he cut up his face and he had all those facial scars.
It's bizarrely specific, but it's applicable.
Yeah.
But but the like main guy is this like former bandit who essentially gets recruited by the ghosts. Kind of like an older like pulp character, like the I don't know, Spider, Phantom, the Shadow, those kind of characters, right? Where
Ooh.
they have sort of lieutenants under them that work for them, and that helps you keep, because like modern comic heroes, like I could have gone my entire life without knowing that Batman goes down on Catwoman. Like we know entirely too
Right.
much about superheroes
I
today.
assumed it happened. I just didn't want to see it.
As you do, exactly. And I didn't need,
At the superhero parties, they have, they tip back a few too many.
right?
They're hooking. It's just, there's gonna be someone that's like, oh, I hooked up with Penguin. Don't tell anybody.
Right, exactly.
Like, ugh, he smells how he looks.
Did you see they actually showed Bat Dong in a recent comic not long
Bat
ago?
dong? No
Yeah,
way.
floppy bat. It explains a lot after you see what he's working with.
I'm just imagining somebody like laying their penis on the bat light, and then that's what shines up into the sky.
Right, exactly. Just the glands.
And then all the prostitutes are like, I gotta go. That's my call.
Yeah, I think it was the artist was Lieber Mayhow. So he's European. They just like drawing penises.
Oh, Europeans. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, apparently that showed up and but it caused such a controversy. I guess they cut it out of all like future reprints. So there is no Bat Dong in Tiananmen Square. They totally excised it from existence.
Boo. This is cool though. How many pages is this, Razorfist? Is this like a gentle beach read? Is this going to be something
You
heavy?
can see it here. Like, look at this. It's pretty thick for a graphic novel. It's on the bigger side. And
Okay, that's not a beach read, but you can still maybe it's several beach trips.
it's a quick read though, because it kind of pulls you in or whatever. That sounds like me jerking myself off, but no, it is a quick read. Like it's not one of those, when you open a comic sometimes and you think, oh, I'm gonna read a comic, it's gonna be nice casual reading.
No.
And then you open it up and it's like, hey, 2 giant walls of dialogue bubbles.
Oh
Fantastic.
god. Then you're like, goodbye.
Yeah, not that. Basically, any comic written by Alan Moore, I don't do that. So it's a quicker read. I'm originally a comic artist, right? So I don't like when writers are just
Really?
like word diarrhea. So I don't generally do that. So it's a pretty quick read, even though it's like over 100 pages.
So if you're
If you
originally a comic artist, why did you I mean, George is great, but did it ever occur to you to just, like, illustrate the whole thing yourself?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would have. I've done comics before and been published and all of that stuff, but he reached out. We both got bit by the Western bug. I love his art and I love collaborating with people too. Some of my art is in this at the back. If you get the
Ooh,
Indiegogo version, I wrote a
ooh,
prose story. So, like a kind of a pulp Western little
cool.
just a little 3-chapter deal that's kind of like a prequel, and I illustrated that. It's just little sketches and stuff,
Ooh,
but
that's pretty neat.
we he kind of works in a similar style that I do anyways in the comics, so it's cool. And it's a little freaky. It's like I would write a scene and then I'd see his thumbnails months later. Sometimes I'd see, like, the pages he drew, and it was like we had the Game Boy Link cable on our brains. Like he
Same
pretty
process?
Right, exactly. It's like he drew the scene that I saw in my head, because are you one of those people who, when you think, do you think in words or you think in pictures?
Ooh, God. It it depends. I think I'm just gonna say more words because I'm constantly thinking about, like, wordplay and jokes and such,
Yeah,
but I
often
don't know.
involving dildos.
In my youth, God, I was a studio art minor at one point in college, and then, a teacher gave me a bad grade, so I harumphed and changed it to, women's studies.
Wow. Good
I
time.
really showed her.
That is wild. Yeah,
Uh,
I'll never forget what I changed. I started out as a political science major and I wanted to change to art, not realizing like I could already draw. I literally had already had stuff published. It's like, dude, you don't need to major in art. You're already getting work for art.
oh,
But
yeah.
I'm
Wow,
still in
good for you.
college when that started happening, and you have to do the old walk into the office and talk to the academic advisor thing.
I mean, that's
And I'll
yeah.
never forget the look, like the mangled, contorted conglomeration of disgust and despair on her face when she was like, "Oh, art.
They
Okay."
get so upset when you change your freaking major or anything. Like, even when I was in high school and I dropped out of cross country to join cheerleading, I have never been so shamed in my whole life than when I dropped out of cross country to join cheerleading. He was
Right.
like he acted like I shit on his front stoop. He was like,
Right,
"Oh my
right,
god." He's like,
right,
"Wow." He's like, "You know that's not even a sport."
right, right. And then I could only paint buildings, not people, so I decided to take it out on the Jews.
As you should, you know? They've
That's
had it too good for too long.
it's important to have goals, really.
I'm trying to
Mine is six
these rockets.
gorillion.
You said 6,000,000?
Just something like that. I don't know.
Oh,
That number could be inflated.
there's this guy who's a viral Canadian weatherman called Frankie McDonald. He's, like,
Yeah.
autistic or whatever, but
Yes, as the best weathermen are.
as all content creators are.
Imagine the like academic rigor of having to be a weatherman. It's like, what do you like? Lick your thumb and stick it in the air?
Right.
Like,
It
what do you
sounds
need?
fun.
Like peyote buttons and a Ouija board?
Right. He calls into, my show on Compound Media and my friend Gino's show on Compound Media
I
all the
love
time,
that. I
and
love that show, by the
there's
way, and I'm a big
Oh,
fan of Anthony
oh,
Cumia.
awesome, awesome, and then so I don't know how this came about, but Gino asked him how many Jews died in the Holocaust, and he says 0, like, he firmly believes, like, I was like, "Damn, Frankie, you're based."
Not even one had like a bad
No.
sinus infection or nothing.
Right, right, not even one, like, had a heart attack on the last day or something.
Yeah, but
Uh,
COVID patient 0.
yeah. I was like, "Wow, Frankie," but he'll say that every time you ask him. So, what do you mean a joke went over my head? What joke went over my head?
I don't know.
Uh,
You seem to get it. I don't
uh,
understand.
I'm eating a melted rocket.
She was mid eating, guys.
My friend Sam sent me these melted German sour rockets. They kind of look like penises, But
Are you as big a sucker for gummies as I am?
I am obsessed. I'm in my gummy era right now.
You've
Sour
decided.
gummies and anything like European. Like I'm on a real German gummy kick right now, which
German gummy. What is the like a
Mhm.
regular gummy, but it wears a Speedo and it swims?
It's a real gummy, but it yells at you and it's intense and
Yes.
and it forgets your birthday. I don't know. Is Razor part German? Oh, I don't know.
I'm half German. Yeah, actually.
Oh shit, I'm half too.
Yeah, I'm half German, half British. I'm at war with myself.
Wow.
Twice.
Frank, my husband is like 100% Italian. I'm half
I
German.
can tell
So
from the surname.
We're like
Why did
Axis
you? Okay.
powers.
Why did you not take his surname? Do you not recognize that as like the perfect comedian last name?
Is
It's
it
like-
really?
It is. You could go on you could steal Nick DiPaolo bits, and you could go on the jaded Italian comedian circuit. It'd be fantastic.
I'd have to dye my hair dark and like grow a little bit of a beard, a little bit of a lady beard to be
Yeah,
a convincing Italian. Yeah, I don't know. I think this will be like my stage name now, even though this was my real name.
Right.
And
You could just
I'm
go
too
by
established.
Chrissie.
I'm too established with Mayor. It would be too confusing for people to start seeing Pellegrino. You know what it is? It'll be perfect for in case everything fails and I have to go back into the regular world and get a regular job. There's nothing there's no like you Google Chrissie Mayr, shit comes up. But if you Google Chrissy Pellegrino, that's a person with a clean slate. That's a person who wasn't at January 6th. You know what I mean? That's somebody who hasn't made any untoward fried chicken jokes
Right.
on Newsmax. You know, that's somebody who has never insulted the Malaysian people.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I think I'm going to have that just in my back pocket in case I need to like pretend I'm a regular person again.
In case Alyssa Mercante decides to file charges.
Yeah, it's a break in case of emergency. It's like my new alter ego, but
It's not an exclusive club these days, so it's good to have that in your back pocket.
Alyssa Mercante did see my impression of her. I did an impression of her, and she did see it. And in fact, Frank messaged her. It was like, "Oh, I'm glad you have such a sense of humor about the fact that you were, I don't know, impersonated or something." And she said it was criminally unfunny. She actually wrote him back to say that I was criminally unfunny. But at least she saw it. Frosk, I don't even know. Frosk won't acknowledge my.
She no-sold it.
Frosk never. I don't know.
Well, she's been awfully busy since the death of G4. I'm getting all those Hollywood offers. Come on.
My plan for my Alyssa Mercante impression was to, at the end, I was going to take off my brown wig and have the Frosk wig underneath, but I couldn't find my fucking Frosk wig. So
Mercante cannot. Am I crazy? That can't possibly be her real last name, right? That's like a stage name, right? Sounds like the name of like a Euro DJ or something. Like it's not even I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it should be. I've been calling her Mercanti.
Mercanti.
Like after I got blocked by her, I said, I got mercanted.
Yeah. Mercante of Venice, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sound real to me.
She is such a cartoon person. If you look into her, all of her degrees are like queer theory. She has like all the gayest possible like degrees and schooling.
Anal prolapse studies.
Yes, an anal prolapse minor with a scissoring major. It's like, okay, we get it. And it's like her what was it? Her senior thesis or something was on literally like creating more space for gays in gaming and how like thwarting the heteronormative fucking things. And I'm like, stop it. Like just
what universities are offering those degrees exactly?
Where did she go? I think she went to Newcastle. Alyssa Mercante. Let's look at her LinkedIn.
You remember when you like first got to college and it was like, oh, you have to pick a few electives in addition to math and science and all the normal stuff, right? So you pick a few of those funky classes because you just need to fill slots in your schedule.
Oh, yeah.
And now the entire curriculum is just the electives. It's just, Oh, underwater basket weaving. Fantastic.
I know. Well, let's try the above water version first.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Baby steps.
Oh my God, she lives in Brooklyn. Imagine my shock.
I see she's in her Liza Minnelli in her 40s face.
Liza.
What is
Oh
that?
my God. Why are people talking to me? I haven't been on fucking LinkedIn in so long. What? Senior editor Kotaku. Games. Blah,
You were
blah, blah,
serious
blah.
about wanting that normal job after all this falls in on itself.
Oh yeah. Well, I've had normal jobs. I always worked a normal job until 2021 when they fired me for not taking the vaccine. So
Seriously?
I had regular day jobs for
I
like
had no idea.
15 years. I was a full blown day job
Alcoholic.
warrior.
Oh.
Yeah, alcoholic for sure.
Wow.
She went to Binghamton. Wow, so did my sister.
Summa cum laude. Boy, that means a lot these days.
Yes, some come loud, some come quiet, some not at all. Her degree, get ready for this, people. My degree, while focusing on contemporary literature, allowed me to direct my attention and research on queer theory, anti-normative modes of living, you mean cat ladyhood, and social justice and human rights activism. I wrote my dissertation on queer approaches. What's a queer approach? Like walk up to somebody like
Behind them in the prison shower.
yeah. Get some soap. Step 1, get soap. Step 2, drop it.
Right. Complain a
Oh.
lot about the Trump wall. That's
Yeah.
how you get your degree. Ask
Flaunt your-
Princess Diana if walls work, folks.
Yes. Keep telling everyone about your TDS. Okay, her dissertation was on queer approaches to modern independent video games to connect indie games to the queer punk movement of the 80s and 90s and to carve out a clear academic space. Why does anything need to be connected to the queer punk movement of the 80s and 90s and to carve out a clear academic space for those who have been marginalized by the community?
Punk rock? Or are we talking like punks in prison? Like prison punks?
Queer punk movement. I imagine she meant rock.
I don't know.
Marginalized by the community, specifically queers and women. My dissertation entitled Goths, Punks, Queer and Gamers, identifying, Jesus Christ, I bet the teacher's like, I'm not going to read this shit. Identifying subcultural and queer conventions in contemporary indie games and establishing a queer punk indie gaming community.
What?
And she did exactly that. Received one of the 3 highest grades in my program and cemented my receiving a degree with distinction. In the United Kingdom higher education system, a distinction is the highest honor possible and is equivalent to a 4.0 GPA.
Her resume sounds exactly like how she speaks.
I was trying to say it in her voice. She
Right.
has a certification in responsible alcohol service.
What?
What? You mean bartending?
She was a bartender. She was a bartender. Man, I knew a chick like that.
She was also a dog walker.
Wow.
She walked and socialized pit bulls that were pulled from high kill shelters.
So how have I never heard of her until she decided to start like just sniping people? Like, where did she come from? Like, she was like Kotaku, or
she wrote something in American rape culture.
What?
What?
Is that like the thing you have to send off to the lab to get tested after a rape?
Right.
What?
I can't believe this is a publication.
Publication?
Yes. American rape culture.
Okay, we got to hear this in your best narrator voice.
Ooh,
This is fantastic.
let's find it.
Oh yeah.
American
Whoa!
Rape Culture. Oh, it's the latest. I wrote for Rape Culture Monthly.
What are you from the Chinese culture, Japanese culture?
Yeah.
Well,
rape is generally uncultured as much as I've heard about it.
I don't know. I find it somewhat uncouth.
It seems pretty haphazard and random at times.
A little bit. A little bit.
Rape culture killed Lizzie Seberg. It's why the media chose to focus not on the horrific crime she endured. I don't even know who the fuck Lizzie Seberg is.
Wow, she linked to the prestigious publication, the Long Island Press.
Oh God. Oh my God, rape culture. A girl can dream, I guess. She's like,
Right.
to
To be
okay,
fair,
this
I don't.
one-
She just hasn't been the same since that house fell out of the sky and crushed her sister.
no, she hasn't. This is too long and boring, and I can't even. I don't even have the.
Wow.
Don't put this on your resume, Alyssa. Come on. At a certain point, like you know, what I mean, I'm not gonna put every 3-month little thing I've had. Oh God, this is so funny. Freelance writer. Do. Yeah, I remember trying to fluff up my my resume to make it sound like I've done shit, even though I
No
haven't.
kidding. I was putting like I used to do a lot of volunteer work every single summer. I'm gonna start doing that pretty soon here. But like I used to list all of that, and I did it like every summer for years and years and years. So it looked like I had been working for years, and it was actually like my first job. So my resume was like 2 pages long, even though I'd never done anything.
Ooh. Oh
Got me
wow.
hired right away though at the prestigious firm of Tower Records.
That's great. Good for you. I've had so many jobs where I don't know how I got like I wrote God, I was an editor. I was like a copy editor for a publication that advertised Broadway shows. Ugh, like I had to proofread. I was like who would give me a proofreading job? I don't know.
Wow.
I worked at like 3 different advertising
I bet you
agencies.
met lots of eligible heterosexual men in that line of work.
Yes, many ineligible gays. Oh God, I worked at a hedge fund. I worked at oh my God, I've had like 15 jobs. I'm gonna do a bus tour, a New York City bus tour that just goes around to like my different jobs, like makes a different stop at each one. And it's just
Yeah.
me. I don't think anyone would sign up for that. Louis C, thank you for the super chat. Good at microtasking. I got something micro for you. Oh wait.
That's a shame.
I said microtasking instead of multitasking. Then hilarity ensued. Gabriel Knight. Oh, thank you for the golden boy. Razor, I enjoyed the hell out of Ghost of the I enjoyed the hell out of Ghost of the
Use your
Badlands.
words.
Out. I'm having a stroke. Thanks, Chris Gore. He gave it to me. Ghost of the Badlands. Would love to see you do a Philip Marlowe style detective noir. Ooh.
I would like to do that. My other series, the series, it's like a fantasy noir, so I kind of do that a little bit. It's just not about a detective.
Thank you, Gabriel.
That's got some of my art in it too. That's actually where me and George first collaborated. He illustrated one of those books.
Oh wow. The Major Spike 9000. Razor, can you explain how you can be both on Jeremy's and Chrissy's show at the same time?
Right? Exactly.
Styx is on Jeremy's show right now. Okay, that was the
Styx
confusion.
is he's my brother from the same mother.
Is he really your brother?
No.
Oh.
No, but he's a cool dude.
News. Matthew Hammond, my favorite monochrome and colored persons.
Yes. Fantastic.
It is Juneteenth. Thank you for saying that.
It is. Did you see freaking Babylon Bee stole my joke?
No. Are you kidding? Did they really?
Yes. I ran a poll a couple of years ago on my Twitter, and it was like, what's a more made up holiday? You know, Juneteenth, Kwanzaa, or Toyota-thon.
And they straight up stole it?
They straight up stole it.
Didn't try to change it at all?
Dude, it's nice to see your jokes in syndicated reruns.
No, it's not. Not straight up lifted like that. At least change it a little bit.
Yeah, they stole it. They weren't the first ones. Like a dozen people have stolen that one. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Yeah, of course they don't steal the Jewish jokes. No, I don't tell Jewish jokes. I watch them on the Daily Wire.
They don't have the they don't have the nuts for that.
Yes.
Let me pull this up. I was asking Twitter what group of people I should offend next because I'm trying to hit 200K on Twitter.
Yeah.
Here we go. Toyotathon. That's great. This is so funny.
Swipe my joke. It's great.
Do you have a screenshot from when you first told it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I posted it the other day. Yeah, I posted because somebody else swiped it. I don't know, 2 days ago or something. I think that's probably
wow. They could put literally anything else, just not put Toyotathon, and it wouldn't be as obvious.
Right?
Right. But the Toyotathon is what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Whatever.
It's like when I was an intern at Conan, I asked one of the writers, Jose Arroyo, I was like, "What do you do if someone steals your jokes? Like, what do you do?" And he was like,
Have you caught someone doing that before? Like, I mean,
I
you make
did.
the rounds.
I did. It was unintentional. Mark Normand told basically kind of word for word a joke that I had on my album. He said it on a Netflix special or something, but I think my album had come out first, and it was like word for word a joke. Like I compare my down there region to an Ivy League school. I'm like, oh, I've let in some people that are like, oh God, this is such an old joke. Like, I've let in some people like that are like fucking disabled or black or like, just saying how, you gotta let in some people like just to diversify or something. And
Right.
it was word for word. And
Right.
I was like really honored because Mark Norman is like a prolific joke writer and just a machine and very funny. And I was
Right.
like, hey, buddy, you could come on my show and talk about this, or I could just talk about it without you. Either way, I kind of bullied him into coming on. And then it was all good.
Right.
He's like, and then he apologized. I was like, it's all good. Ginger Adventure, Hail Razorfist. Good get, Chrissy. Thank you, Ginger.
No, it's been too long since we did this anyway.
Way too long. I have my God, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm so glad you're here. Matthew Hammond says Earth Diver. Does that comic book involve Captain Planet going down on Earth Planeteer?
In 2024, it probably does.
Ooh. Bob Gable with a golden boy. Razor, serious question. When did showrunner become a thing? Not producer and director. It sounds like you run for coffee. Is it cool somehow?
Right? I don't understand. A
Showrunners,
showrunner does kind of
that's
sound like that. It is sort of a post-millennium thing. I had never heard of a showrunner in my life until like 2010.
really?
Right?
Yeah. 2010. That's probably when I started hearing about it too.
Yeah, like even watching like dude, HBO had such a freaking corner on the like home DVD TV show market for a while there with like The Sopranos and that kind of stuff in the early 2000s. All you'd ever hear was, "Oh, it's the producer of the show. It's the
Right.
producer and the writer and the director." It's not.
Right.
You never heard showrunner. What is this?
Is that like the general manager of the show?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know why that wouldn't just be a producer. Is my question.
Right.
But that's a good point.
I blame DEI. Stealth Creations.
Probably.
Batman when he equips for combat with the fiendish Catwoman. Many may not know this, but I carry a bit of bat catfish repellent. Why? See clay clumping off Catwoman. No reason.
I don't know what that means.
Sounds like dialogue to something that doesn't exist. Thank you, though. It's creative writing. Ginger Adventure. Chrissy, you watched Razor's Hollywood Red vid? Oh, was that your latest rant? Yes, I did.
No. This is an older one, but yeah, I did just release a new video yesterday. Now, I did a video about the history of commies in Hollywood.
Ooh.
Years ago, yeah. It's like I don't know, it's like 5 or so years ago now. It was a while ago. But went into, because the whole narrative there, like when you're in high school, you have to read The Crucible and watch the crappy movie and all of that stuff. It's like they have this fictitious version of the House Un-American Activities Committee hearings where somehow Senator Joe McCarthy's involved, even though it's a House hearing, and everyone's being persecuted, and there's some like mean-faced senator with the glasses at the end of his nose, and he's like, "We're gonna come to your house if you don't name names," right? That whole thing. And it's just not what happened at all. Other union Democrats ratted them out because communists were trying to take over Hollywood unions. And they were pissed. Like libs told on libs.
Wow.
That's how the House Un-American Activities Committee hearings happened. But the version that we hear today is the mean Republicans. They had a witch hunt and whatever. It's like, it's ridiculous. People got blacklisted for real from Hollywood for years for naming names. That's what you'll hear all the time is, there's a blacklist against people working in Hollywood. It's like that blacklist lasted maybe 10 years. right? Dalton Trumbo wrote Spartacus when? In the 50s, 60s? He wound up getting work later on. But Elia Kazan, who's a genius, he was lucky to finally get that Lifetime Achievement Oscar in 1997 or whatever. And people were outside protesting because he dared name names. So it's,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
it's a whole kind of
Now-
untold history, and it's just a totally BS version of history.
And fast forward to 2024, now a blacklist is just a list of the people, the only people you're allowed to hire in Hollywood.
Right. It's a list of color. Yes.
All the DEI requirements.
Exactly.
I loved your latest rant. Let me pull it up. People can watch it on your YouTube channel.
This one was overdue. I had wanted to make this one for a while. I was actually kind of surprised I hadn't recorded it already.
I loved it. The overall, you're someone who is neither left nor right. You're someone, I think, who is like, no, they're kind of
What are you talking about? I'm like right of Mussolini.
They're both. I mean, as far as the political party goes, you're like,
I get you.
I seem like you don't have faith in Republicans to kind of like save us all. You, as Michael Malice says, what conservatives are just progressives going the speed limit or something.
Right,
like that.
exactly. Well, because they were founded as a progressive party. The Republicans were founded as a progressive party. They basically replaced the Whigs, and Lincoln didn't want them to kind of continue. What he wanted was, I'll win the election, I'll get to be president, and I'll be famous enough that I can turn around and bring back the Whig party. Basically, that's what he wanted to do. And then he got domed. So that didn't happen.
I was really amazed to learn from your video that Abe Lincoln only got 30% of the vote and somehow won with that.
Which was a big reason. Yeah, that was a big reason why, half the country was pissed at him. So yeah, that was a big thing at the time.
And now I thought the Whig Party was just the Democratic Party because of all the black women that are associated.
It's true. No, that's the Weave Party. Sorry.
The Weave Party, of course. The Weaves and the Wigs. It's gonna be a face-off.
No. The Whig Party. That's the Howard Stern Party.
I thought that was the Perm Party.
Right. Exactly. Is he still in his basement? What is he? What's going on there?
Then there's the Plug Party, which is Elon Musk, Jeremy Piven, of course,
Joe Biden.
anyone with hair plugs.
My favorite joke, I forget who told it. I think it was some conservative comedian. He was like, "Come on, guys, get the vaccine. Howard Stern just wants to get out of his basement and feel the wind in his wig."
Oh God, what a fucking disaster.
I wish I remembered who said that, but it was somebody else's joke. Great.
Well, people stole your joke, so you're allowed to steal
right.
one now. That's how it goes.
I credited Nebulous Guy.
The circle of life. Yeah, so you're the overall.
It's just wild too. He wound up getting COVID too. It's like, dude,
yeah, they all did.
Howard Stern's blood was like 90% vaccine and 10% wig adhesive. He hadn't left his bunker since like cell phones were invented, and he still got the coof. It's like, dude, I think we can all stop crapping our pants about COVID at this point. I think we can stop worrying. There are still people getting boosters though.
The CDC will still plug it. Will still promotes that everybody 6 months of age and up get vaxxed and boosted. They're still, despite everything that's come out, it's really wild. They're just gonna keep leaning in because.
Did you ever think when you were growing up, being vaccinated would become a personality trait?
Never.
There
were always like hall monitors, but those people just sort of turned into big pharma simps.
Yeah, it's freaking bizarre. I mean, those people definitely existed growing up. Like,
yeah. Your whole personality is based on like good behavior, and it's just like who are you kind of answering to?
Oh yeah, the scolds basically. Did you ever do theater in high school or anything like that?
Yes, I was in one play. I was a prostitute, and a funny thing happened on the way to the Forum.
Hey, I was in Antigone. I was in theater one year. I got to be in Antigone, which was actually pretty cool. But we're like at this rehearsal one time. This just made me think of this, the scolds. And I said the word guest, told a gay joke or something. And of course, theater kids, one of them's going to be getting cornholed. One of them.
At least.
And this like Puerto Rican, like he was the living embodiment. He was like the gay guy in that episode of Seinfeld who's like, who doesn't want to wear the ribbon? Like he was like that. It's like that dude. And he hears the word gay and like perks up. He probably heard it from 5 blocks away, saw the signal go up. Yes, exactly. It's like Michael Keaton at the beginning of Batman Returns.
Mhm.
And he charges in and he's like, what did you say? What did you say? I'll never forget he did the snap thing, the air snap thing. It was amazing. Yeah, I had my own encounter. This was pre-SJW.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, the Major Spike. The Weaves and the Wigs sounds like a beloved children's novel by Roald Dahl, who I
Yeah.
learned recently. My dear friend Ann Coulter told me that Roald Dahl is actually based and maybe a little racist. So
Yeah.
I went ahead and bought the whole entire box set of his books for my baby.
Wow.
I didn't buy it. I had it.
Roald Dahl
my
has
registry.
he's been canceled quite a bit.
I love it.
My
love
favorite
that.
little bit of Roald Dahl lore is that he wrote the wildest James Bond movie ever.
Ooh.
The one that's basically an Austin Powers movie. You Only Live Twice. Have you ever seen this movie?
No.
Okay, so it's a Sean Connery movie. Here's the plot. Sean Connery has to go deep undercover in Japan. So he fakes his own death. Then he gets weeaboo surgery.
What's that?
He turns
Oh, it's to make
Japanese,
his eyes chinky.
tapes his
Some
eyelids back.
chinkification?
So Sean Connery gets like a Mr. Spock wig. He's got like a bowl cut. And he's got his eyes taped back. He's pretending to be Asian the whole time.
This is
And
amazing.
the plot, that's not even the weirdest bit. So there's a spaceship that eats other spaceships. That's
I'm
the plot
listening.
point. The bad guys got control of a spaceship that eats other spaceships. And they're hiding the spaceship in an underground volcano lair.
Wow.
So Sean Connery, weeaboo Sean Connery, goes to Japan and recruits an army of ninjas to assault the underground volcano lair. It's the best movie that's ever been filmed. I love this movie. Oh, it's the
I'm
greatest.
trying to Google weeaboo Sean Connery. I don't even know how to spell that.
Weeb Sean Connery. We'll just call
Weeb?
it Weeb Sean Connery.
WEEB?
Just look up Sean Connery and You Only Live Twice. You'll see. He just looks like
Oh.
Mr. Spock.
Okay. You only live twice. Do 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 do. He doesn't look. Oh. Okay. Oh wow. Oh, that's quite a wig.
Yes. Which I'm sure Sean Connery was unfamiliar with wearing.
Yeah, of course. This really doesn't even look like him. Wow. Such a dishonor.
I love this movie so much.
I have to see this. All right. Well, I know what I'm doing tonight.
Oh yes, you've got to watch this movie. It is great. It's like all the cliches you think of when you think of a James Bond movie. This is that. It's an Austin Powers movie, basically.
That's really great. Okay, cool. Oh gosh, we got the super chats are flying, and thank you guys. Fully problematic. Chrissy, love that you're on F&T. You're hilarious. The Frosk and Basha KLE bits almost killed me. Razor, thanks. Thanks getting me interested in Solomon Kane and the Shadow. Best way to get pulps. What's a pulp?
It's pulp stories. Yeah, I actually the little story in the back here of Ghost of the Badlands kind of like a pulp or whatever. Just short like stories that are kind of actiony and violent usually, or whatever. The Solomon Kane stuff has been collected in, I think it's called Savage Tales of Solomon Kane. It's like a big old thick book, but it's all the stories and some of the like story fragments and stuff. So if you want that, yeah, that's how you get the Solomon Kane stuff. The Shadow, you're SOL. It's not gonna happen. They're out of print. You can get them off like eBay second hand. Sometimes you get them for a normal people price, but usually not. Like I just saw one of those, and they're only like they're not even as thick as this, right? It was like $200 on eBay because these things are out of print. Can you believe this? Like, have you checked on old video game prices on eBay lately?
No.
You'd think the disc is made of unobtainium. It's like $500 for some old PS1 game that they printed like
Oh,
1.5 million copies of.
Because people are, I think people are scared. Like, what if everything shuts down and the internet takes a shit? They're gonna
You
want
think?
just in the event. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know.
people snatching up their physical
Oh, I should
medias.
mention, I just caught this in my camera. The poster back there, the Ghost of Badlands poster back there.
Ooh.
That's shipping out with the big combo of the. Actually, hold on.
Is it in black and white?
No, it is in color. It is in color. Here we go. I got another.
Oh
one.
wow,
Yeah,
that's
it's real-
beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty. He did a good job on it. It's and the ones that are going out for the big
Is there a
combo
woman
guys.
passed out on the back? Is that what that is?
Yeah, he's rescuing a chick. It's something that used to happen in fiction before the dark times.
Sure. I bet he just Cosby'd her. That's all.
It's true. This is about 5 Cosby coladas deep.
Yeah, she's well. I drugged her. Now I have to bring her home.
Zip zap zoopity zap. But yes,
Get on, little lady.
that's going out, and it's signed by me and George. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, if you went in on the Indiegogo campaign, you'll get a copy of that.
What the chat is asking, when do the combos get shipped?
They're printing the color versions, and that'll be the last thing that we need, I believe. So once those are done, he can ship out the big combos, and I assume he's going to. So
Oh, I could go for a big combo. Jeremy Davis'
Right?
queer approach is, how can I problematize this? Yeah,
yeah, I don't think that's a word.
it is now.
I have a problematize with that.
I'll just put it in my problematizer. Lewis C. American rape culture is inferior to Mexican rape culture. Step up, America.
What is Mexican rape culture? What, just cheaper and spicier? I don't.
Cheaper, and it happens on the roof while they're repainting it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Happens in the tunnel beneath the
Like,
wall.
really? Do we have to go on the roof?
Right?
Thank you, Lewis. Hardcore Bunny. I subscribe to a different rape culture magazine.
What?
Remember, it was like Long Island Rape or whatever we were just talking about with
Only
Alyssa.
printed in Germany. Along with glass coffee table enthusiasts. Yeah.
Oh God. Cleveland Steamers.
Yes.
Right? That's what you were hinting at. They poop on each other over there in Germany.
Did you see the thing with Stonehenge?
No. What happened to
Sorry, that's just
Stonehenge?
out of the blue. The video that just came out like a few hours ago of the freaking climate activists like spray painting Stonehenge.
Oh
in the name
God,
of
really?
climate change. Yeah. Dude, what the hell? Yeah, let's
Wow.
desecrate like thousands years old artifacts.
I went down a rabbit hole and I watched a video and basically that it was not thousands of years old, that people just put it there. Like that.
Well, you know the new
went
thing, right? Now they claim Stonehenge was built by black people.
Well, they're all tall, like NBA players, you mean?
Right? I'm like, well, I don't know. Scoff all you like, but I've been there, and I do distinctly remember the smoke alarm going off.
Yeah. I think
There's a lot of chirping going on.
if anybody goes
But
to
really, like, was
Stonehenge,
it really built by blacks, or did
what is
the
that?
yes?
There-
I guess the original architect went out for cigarettes and just never came back.
He'll be back. Oh yeah. He'll
one
come
day.
back.
One day. Went out for a
Imagine
pack of
him-
Newports.
Says rap culture involved Pakistani boat migrant rap gangs in England. Oh God, there was some rapping going on in New York City the other day, and there was basically vigilante justice, which I love to see. A bunch of people like found this guy, held him down, and beat the shit out of him. He was like some fucking filthy migrant. I was like, I was like, good job, guys. Way to band together, New Yorkers.
I could see why you have a LinkedIn profile when you're saying phrases like filthy migrants on live broadcasts.
They're filthy. That's the only group of people Biden's got left to vote for him, because the Hispanics and the blacks, they're waking up. They're getting wise. The blacks. Thor Odinson going to Twitter now to swipe.
Are the blacks
right.
are the black males really waking up, or did they just want to get with the Latina chicks?
I think the black males are waking up. I think the black females might need some help because they're strong and independent.
I
and
think that's true of females across the board. Sometimes
the weave
go to a
party-
college campus. It's like,
Weave
geez.
party has got a firm grip on them.
The weave. Yes. It's one of the ones that's stitched in.
It's the lace front.
Yes.
Gold 818 Razor, what is the one thing about Long Island that Chrissy doesn't know? I'm from there. And Chrissy, what is the thing about Phoenix that Razor doesn't know? Oh,
I don't know anything about Long Island.
I don't
Though
know.
I know the professional wrestler Mick Foley is from there.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
You were in Phoenix not that long ago.
Oh, right, for the TPUSA America Fest.
Oh, was that what that was for?
Yeah. Yeah, they invited me for some reason.
Did you say the phrase "filthy migrants" in that presentation?
No, I did quietly.
You should have, by the way.
I was like, "Give me that microphone."
Yes.
I would love to
And translate in Spanish. I want the Latinos to hear this.
I want to organize some kind of a comedy show for them for next year. That was the only thing that they were missing.
Well, let me know. I'll go down there.
That would be sick.
Where was that?
It was at the Phoenix Convention Center. I went with Ryan Kinnell. We got a media booth. And I borrowed his camera and I still haven't sent it back to him. So, but I will, Ryan. I will. It's on my list. Matthew David, the main executive producers are the showrunners. Good to know. Good to know. Bob Legay. I say we call this show the Razor Tits Offensive. Ooh, razor tits. Don't get close. They'll cut you. Ian Carroll's, you could John Wilkes Booth got play of the game in the Ford Theater. Haha. That's fun. Thank you. I don't think I can read today. Justin Martin, thank you for the Golden Boy. Razor, what happened to the God fuck speed at the end of your rants? You sure you're not Styx?
I've always liked Godspeed more, and you know, I'm Christian. I was trying to watch my language a little bit more. It's true, I don't really swear much in my videos anymore. Plus, when you don't swear as much, it forces you to work on your material a little bit. So I could always work clean. Before I've done a little bit of, just open mic stand up back in the day. I will not call myself a stand up because I know how hard that is. But
I was gonna ask you if you had dabbled.
A little bit, yeah. I did a couple of open mic nights, but I cheated because I workshopped. Like, I don't feel like it was really an open mic because I workshopped my stuff on a public speaking class beforehand.
Oh, cool.
So I knew what would work and what wouldn't. Kind of as different settings, right? But I did. You're supposed to bomb the first time, right? But I didn't. It went okay.
That's great. The last person I thought was funny and sort of introduced into the comedy world and brought him onto a show, and his life ended up crashing and burning. So
hey.
I'm
well, I've already got that taken care of, so we're good.
It was in Minnesota, if you could guess who that is.
Oh, yeah.
It's my fault. I introduced Nick Ricada to the Impulse. It's my fault.
He did stand up?
He did
what?
There's a show in October 19th or 20th or something, and the Imholtz were
last October,
and I was headlining it, and Nick lives in Minnesota too, and he's like funny, and he my show in Houston that was during the time of like Anime Matsuri, and he was in the audience, and we were like kind of bantering back and forth together while I was on stage, and I'm like, Nick's pretty funny, and I was like, hey, if you want to like try stand up, you can do a guest spot on my show. And then that's where he met Aaron in April, and then my dad was murdered the night before the show, so I couldn't do the show. I had to go home.
Yeah. No, I heard about that.
And I was like, oh god, but it's sold out. It's a full room. So no, I'm probably traumatized. I'll deal with it eventually. But anyway, that's how those two crazy kids all met each other. And look at them now. Anyway.
Well, my condolences. I had heard about that a while back, and yeah, that was awful.
It's fucking crazy. It's still like kind of an unsolved thing, which I
had that with my aunt.
Yeah, really?
It was a wild situation with my aunt. She was in a relationship with a guy. They were both deep into drugs and Scientology. She was kind of the estranged member of the family, like kind of uptight, posh, kind of Englishy family on that side.
Oh, okay. And you have family in England?
English descent, right? Okay. So Yeah, so she's kind of the hippie chick in the family and like kind of outcast a little bit. So she gets into astral projection and Scientology and
Ooh.
drugs and all that wild stuff. She's talking about leaving the Church of Scientology, leaving him, and then she turns up dead in in her boyfriend's apartment with a gunshot wound through the heart, and it's ruled a suicide. And is never.
Dude.
They just ruled it a suicide. My grandparents were so distraught. They just didn't want to pursue it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's wild. That was crazy.
My dad was
Oh,
shot
and
in
he
the
was
head.
nowhere to be found, by the way. He was missing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. And people thought, oh, it's the girlfriend. It's like, no, I talked to my dad's girlfriend. It's like she's a 70-year-old lady. Like that, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like that. It seems like not random and like it's all this time has gone by and they don't have any answers yet. But
Ugh.
oh well.
I hate that's my biggest pet peeve is when police don't communicate regularly and like really aren't open about what's going on in the investigation.
Yeah.
They just kind of shut out the family. That is my biggest pet peeve. And I know cops who are aware of that and are just like, I hate when police do that because it's such a disservice to the family because you're not keeping them in the loop. They're totally in the dark and they're just thinking anything could be going on right now. They could have forgotten about it. It could be in a drawer somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
I'll have to send them an edible arrangement. Vinyl Morpheus, hail Razor, any chance of streaming Fallen Aces? With that, Blood West and Glomwood, I feel like we've been spoiled with the indie immersive sims.
Yeah, it's like, you ever play like Deus Ex or anything like that?
No.
It's kind of like that game, but like it has like, it looks cartoony and it's like film noir. So it's like black and white or color. You can turn on color too. Yeah, it looks pretty neat. I haven't played it, but yeah, I actually kind of want to review that. So
I watch my husband play Rust sometimes, and I watch my stepson play Fortnite. That's all. I don't even really.
Was there ever a game you got like way into back in the day?
Qbert.
Qbert. You just like carbon dated yourself.
Okay, there was a Qbert machine in my brother's fraternity house.
Oh, nice.
In upstate New York. He went to RPI, and I remember like I went up when he was moving into the frat house. What is it? Phi Sigma Sigma? No. That was my sister's sorority. He was in Pi Lambda Phi, and I was like just a little kid. Maybe I was 14 or 13 or something when we were moving him into the frat house. And I was like, ooh, Qbert.
This is a great game.
This is fun. Look at that guy. He's going to jump off the
At my dentist's office growing up, like my childhood dentist's office, they had a Donkey Kong machine back in the day. I was just like, what?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like the one where the monkeys. I like the ones where the gorillas like punch the buildings. Like pew, pew, pew.
Oh yeah. What's that?
Rampage.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yep. And I've played some Paper IO on the computer.
Good times.
That's where you're a snake and you have to keep gobbling up like the glowing balls, and then your snake just grows longer and longer.
As it does.
Do you know, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I'll watch TV, but if I'm in a room like by myself or on the road or something, like I won't turn a TV on. Like I don't like remotes. I don't like remote culture. I don't like
remote culture.
I don't like all the remotes because each TV has like, I don't know why each TV needs to have 2 and 3 remote controls. I fucking hate that. And I'm like, get it away from me. I don't know how it works. I don't want to know how it works.
And like the older the dad, the like boomer dad, the more remotes. It's like they're just collecting a new remote every decade. Have you noticed this?
Every TV needs its own Fire Stick. I don't know what the hell that is. Right? Every TV needs its. I'm gonna get them off of me.
Yeah, like this one's for my satellite. This is
they
for
never
the
work when
sound
I'm alone
bar.
when I'm alone by myself with the TV and the remotes, they never cooperate for me. So I just don't even bother. I just open up a good old book. Thor Odinson. I finally watched the Pure Voice Solomon Kane movie, and it was awesome. I'm rereading Howard's Conan stories, then Solomon Kane for the first time.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Solomon Kane's a good movie. It's a good movie.
I love that. Bob Gable, the Golden Boy. Everyone should read Thomas Paine. These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of his country.
Right?
Ooh,
I
no
don't.
shrink. I don't like shrinking.
Sounds like a conspiracy theory to me.
Matthew Hammond, thanks for the Golden Boy. John Milius was canceled after directing Red Dawn. The documentary Milius talks about all the uncredited scripts and additions he did. You should get his bass daughter, Amanda Milius, on the podcast. I've heard of her, and I think I follow her.
Cool.
That's neat. Thank you, Matthew.
It
Emperor
is sad, like how few conservatives in Hollywood are like out of the closet. It's like only after your phone has stopped ringing for a set amount of time can you like emerge from the cryo
Right.
chamber and admit.
Once they're like, okay, I'm never getting work again, then they can start to open up and be honest.
Exactly. And I don't know, you develop a little bit of an ability to read between the lines. Like if you know a celebrity who's successful and you just don't know about his politics, it's
Mhm.
like, oh, like I've never heard who Jerry Seinfeld votes for. That's interesting. You know what I mean?
If you haven't heard about it, then they're probably right leaning.
You're right.
Emperor Creatine, unlike California, New York always had a based stake in them, buried deep. But there, on the other hand, I don't think anything will get a Californian to vote for anything other than D, good and hard. That's true. Yeah, New York is red, basically all outside of New York City. Long Island is super red.
Yeah.
Westchester has some blue spots, but
Did you see they're starting to do the state level electoral college that I talked about in my videos years ago?
no.
So
Ooh.
I made a video years ago called State Electoral College Now. It's been my big bugaboo for years. Like, I think you would solve a lot of resentment between cities and rural areas and people who even live in cities and feel like their voice doesn't count. Like, if you're a conservative in Portland, do you even exist? You know what I mean?
No.
And you'd also solve the problem of like the people in Seattle, for example, voted on some rail thing that's going to go through a bunch of red counties, and the red counties can't do anything about it because they vote on it in Seattle and they have all the people there, right? So having a state level electoral college, if enough of the red counties are there, maybe they can cancel that out, prevent that from happening so they don't have to pay for it. Like it's more equitable. I did a video about that years ago. I guess they're going to try it in Texas now.
Wow. Where in Texas?
Or they're proposing it. It's part of the platform. We'll see what happens. I doubt it gets through, but it's cool. It's statewide in Texas.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Mr. Gold. Shalom. So do I hear two half Germans saying Jew jokes, which makes one German saying Jew jokes? Here, let me save you. Complain about Palestinian protests. Oh God.
Don't you have to get the rest of your stuff out of the Gaza Strip there?
Let's fetch.
Right.
Don't you have to go collect rent in the Bronx?
Yes.
Good day. Matthew Hammond, have you tried going after India to get over 2K? Ooh, yes. That's a good idea, Matthew. They're going to want to see Bob's and Vagine, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it. So I enjoyed your latest rant, Razorfist. Yeah, I enjoy. Were you like a history buff? Were you a history? Well, you said you were a poli-sci major.
Yeah,
would've
so I had
pegged
to
you
take
for
a lot of
history
history
major.
stuff. Yeah, I had to take all those civics classes no one takes anymore. I had to take all the, civics and history stuff. And I also took, when I was briefly flirting with the art major, I did art history for a minute.
Yes, I thought I wanted to do art history, and I had all the professors are so cunty and arrogant.
Oh my God,
I kind of liked that about them. I was like, ooh, because you feel smarter just by being around them and like listening to them. But it's completely impractical unless you're gonna go work at a museum after you graduate. What are you gonna do with art history?
Right, exactly. But the big running theme of my art history class was the teacher was gay, therefore every single major Renaissance artist had to be cornholing another major Renaissance artist. That was how that worked. Happy Pride Month, by the way, everyone.
Happy Pride Month. Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Pride Month, Leonardo da Vinci. But yeah, I'll never forget this phrase. It was brilliant. Leonardo da Vinci comes up and somebody suggests, was he actually gay? Because that was a big controversy. And I'll never forget, he gets up in front of the podium and he goes, "Oh, Leonardo da Vinci was a mo."
Mo? Is that like an otter?
Oh yeah, this guy was a hit with the ladies.
Ooh,
It's
I
fantastic.
like that. My favorite line from your video was when you were talking about Biden. You were like, "Same shit, different depends."
It's true.
You had so many good one-liners.
Thank you.
I'm just a big fan, and
I love the one-liner.
it's good. It reaches people. You have to have fun with it. But your stance was basically like, yeah, don't put all your hope into the GOP. Basically, they are mostly rhinos, and
They're gonna go kicking and screaming. Like they don't want to win, really. Not really. If they have a choice between Trump and Democrats, who are at least fellow progressives, they're going Democrat every single time.
Wow,
Every single time.
because Trump is just so much of a threat.
Right. Exactly. Like, worst of all, he's been successful. Right. So if he was like as marginal as they say he is, they wouldn't be worried about him. But he had to go and get in the White House. That's a problem.
And I think he's played his hand pretty good since the last few years. Like he's kind of chilled on social media a little bit. Like the main things that people criticize him for, like, oh, like mean tweets. It's kind of like,
what are you talking about? I love
what
when
are
he
you
does
talking about?
the wall of all caps. It's my favorite.
I love an all caps tweet, but I think he's been smart about his appearances.
Are you like me? You read those all caps tweets in Gilbert Gottfried's voice.
Hello.
Right? Bob Saget killed a girl in 1992.
It's my favorite thing to be in a chat of a show and write in all caps.
Yes.
Because I'm like, you must pay attention to me.
Right.
Apparently,
my favorite bit of Norm Macdonald lore is that apparently he texted people in all caps.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I wish I had met him.
Right? He seemed like he would have been the greatest dude to meet.
The Edgelord says, "Sorry, I'm late. Tell Razor about the Dabbleverse." Oh God, where do I even begin? This is so stupid. Back in maybe 2020, I interviewed Stuttering John Melendez, who had a bit part on the Howard Stern show. He was like the mascot, whatever.
Right.
He would just do these man on the street. Okay, so you know who he is. And I had been warned by my friend Gino Visconti, who also does a show on Compound Media. He's like he said, you could ask him about stand-up, but he doesn't really do it very much. Like he kind of barely does stand-up. He's just kind of like a lol cow, really. And
right.
I had him
Jim Norton did like a character where he was taking the piss out of him. And he didn't say who it was about, but it was clearly about him.
He's like a Glory Days guy. And I had kind of just started my podcast, and then I remember I was like kind of, being the first half of the interview was great. I was like, oh, you were so funny back in the day, blah, blah, blah. I was like being, overly nice to him. And then his camera froze, and I was like too nervous to tell him that the camera froze. So we did the second half of the interview with his camera literally just frozen on his face. And I was asking him I said, do you think Trump has been good for comedy? And he's like, is this whole interview going to be about Trump? Because he has TDS. And it was literally probably the first thing I mentioned about Trump. And he's like, the whole interview going to be about TDS. I'm like, about Trump. And I was like, no, dude, I just, I know that you kind of do comedy. You sort of like dabble in comedy. So I didn't know if like you thought that was good for stand up or not. And he's like, what? I can't believe a dabble. Like he was so triggered that I said dabble.
Yes. You told him he dabbled in comedy. That's
I was like, I know you sort of dabble. And he's like, I have a headliner for 20 years. I'm like, not that I've seen, but sure.
Right. You should have been like, so I hear you're a theoretical comedian.
I really didn't mean it. I can see how it came off shitty, but I did not mean it in a shitty way. I thought he just sort of did it here and there.
That's
genius. He
genius.
He couldn't get past it. And then this whole universe was created called the Dabbleverse, and it was a Reddit page. A Reddit page came about, and then like people just covering Stuttering John on their podcast, like became like the Dabbleverse, and it's Queen.
Wow.
It's so silly. But I just triggered him, and then he was like, towards the interview, he's like, "You do comedy, right? Right?" And I said, "I dabble," and that bothered him too. We all dabble in something.
I'm gonna watch this. How did I never hear about this?
Ooh. Oh God. God, do I find a clip? Is it really worth our time? Let's see.
What?
I don't know. If someone can find a clip of like the Dabbleverse thing. Bulk squat thrust. Gilbert Godfrey reading Twilight. It's amazing. You should check it out. Wow. I don't know if I could handle
I
that.
thought it was Gilbert Gottfried reading 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh God. That is
And then he brought the nipple clamps over.
That's really good. You do a really good one. Oh boy, I steal all of the condiments from the hotel room. No, not condiments. The toiletries.
Yeah.
That's what he think. He had a thing for stealing he would take every toiletry from every hotel room. He would clean out every room. Every green room he went to, he would clean the place out. Wow.
Did you ever see his story about Eli Wiesel?
No.
He was talking about awkward transit. He's being interviewed by Richard Belzer, also a dead comedian. Just two skeletons interviewing each other.
Wow. People said my dad looked like Richard Belzer. That's
I
cool.
like Richard Belzer. He's one of my influences. I like Richard Belzer a lot. But he was being interviewed by him, and they were talking about awkward transitions in interviews. And he's like,
Eli Wiesel was being interviewed by this random it was like Merv Griffin or something like that.
Merv Griffin was interviewing Eli. You know who Eli Wiesel is, right?
Author of
right, Night
something.
And yeah. About he survived the Holocaust, and the interviewer asks if there was one thing you wish people would do after reading your book, what would it be? And Eli Wiesel says, I wish people hadn't just stood by. People shouldn't. They shouldn't stand by and just let it happen. And then the host turned to the camera and said, and we're going to have to ask you to stand by because we have to go to a commercial.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's the best transition ever.
Okay, wow. One of my producers did find this link. I don't know if you... I don't know what we want to see of this, but
that Trump has been good for comedy.
The face.
Is this whole interview going to be about Trump? Or
if you really don't want to talk about it, I just figured.
I'm
panicking.
I thought you had dabbled occasionally in stand-up, so that's why I brought that up.
Yes,
I dabbled occasionally. Really?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a thing you were really doing or not, and I wasn't sure.
Oh no! I've been doing stand-up for 20 years.
Oh yeah. No.
Okay.
Comedian.
That's good.
Oh, I'm shitting my pants here.
Have you been getting up much in the last 6 months or so?
Because the pandemic had just happened. And I'm like, oh, have you been getting up? And he's like, no.
Since all my gigs have been canceled due to COVID, no, I haven't.
Sure,
By
we'll
the
say
way,
that's why they're canceled.
But I had.
This is my way
like,
This is my way of being like, no, you do fucking dabble, because anybody who was anybody was getting up at secret shows during the pandemic. We were performing in parking lots, in backyards, in like outside of froyo shops.
Speakeasies. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I haven't performed, and that told me everything I needed to know. I'm like, okay, so you're not really trying to do stand up. Okay, just own up to it, buddy.
15, probably more, 20 gigs canceled due to COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the states have been opening up here and there.
So
like
awkward.
North Carolina is back open. I just didn't know if, the states that had sort of been making it work with
I love how
25%.
It's actually visually confirmable how hard you're trying to bring this back on track.
Oh, it's like I'm going,
customers allowed in. Like if you were able to, rebook anything in the last few months since things have opened up again.
But you know what, to say I dabbled in stand-up is so disrespectful.
He couldn't let it go. He brought it up again.
disrespectful. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all. And yet you disrespect me and say I dabbled.
I mean, I could have picked a different word. I didn't know that it was your main thing, honestly.
I dabbled in stand-up. Okay.
Oh my God.
Time for the wine.
Ah, there we are.
I mean that's so disrespectful, and I'm doing your show.
I'm doing good.
I honestly, I don't know the extent to which you do stand up. I mean, isn't that the point of an interview? Is like, oh, you can correct me if I'm wrong about it.
I've never hated my life.
Dabbled in stand up when
I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know how much stand up you do, John. It was just an honest thing.
All over and say I dabbled in stand up. Come on.
So you're more than a dabbler.
The face
That's
goes
fine.
so perfectly with what he's saying too.
It's okay. I've been wrong. It's fine. It's like, it's really not a big deal. You know, you probably didn't know that I did stand up.
Fucking awkward.
It's okay. It's, we're not like, that's what an interview is.
I have
Learn more
PTSD.
about the other person. So.
Well, you seem to be pretty schooled and everything else, so you would think that you've seen
I'm stress eating.
that I've been doing stand up
Oh.
for
I felt hot. Like
Well, thank you. I wanted to prepare.
My face felt like a
So,
200
I feel like-
degrees.
But I don't know all there is to know about Stuttering John. So hence the interview.
With my
Who
no
does?
microphone, my no headphones.
Wow.
So I guess, all right. So you don't want to talk about Trump anymore.
No, I'll talk about him, but I don't know why. I mean, I didn't know this was going to be a political,
Oh
discussion.
no,
I thought-
that was not my goal either.
It's a political show.
Oh, all right.
I've talked with a bunch of other comedians. Some people say he has been great for comedy. Some people think the Trump jokes are getting a little tired. It's a question that I was asking without it being like a triggering, political
as a
thing.
comedian, of you, and as a comedian, you're a comedian, right?
Yes, I dabble.
Oh God.
Solid
Oh my
gold.
God.
We'll start with
Solid
Stut
gold.
Joe's.
Whoops.
Oh my God. My poor little fledgling podcast face.
Yes. I can totally see you're like, it's like reliving a trauma.
It is. Somebody in the chat said this is what a girl sounds like at the end of a date when she doesn't want to get raped. I was like, that sums it up.
Yeah. So what's the quickest route out of here anyway?
We're gonna do next time. All right, we'll definitely hang out again.
Where are you parked? Back of the building? I'm gonna go that way.
Yeah, I got a thing in the morning.
Yeah, I got a thing.
I'm really tired. I got a
Yeah.
rash that's developing.
It's like when you're laying in bed, you're about to fall asleep, and suddenly, like, the most profound, embarrassing trauma you've ever experienced in your life just comes rapid firing through your brain like a bolt from the blue, right? You get like the full body cringe and go completely rigid. That thing.
And like if somebody didn't, I mean, he's not, and I only felt that way because every place that I had performed stand up, like you can see on the website or sometimes inside a club, they'll post like who's coming up next. Like you can see who came to that club a few months before and who's coming a few months after. And never in anywhere I had ever been had I ever seen Stuttering John's name on any marquee. That's why I was like you have some clue of who is also touring.
Yeah.
And I just never saw that. So I was like, you're fucking dabbling, dude. And like I'm at this point, I'm definitely dabbling because I had a kid and it's been a minute. But if someone said, "Oh, you're kind of dabbling stand up," I'd be like, "Yeah, you're damn right. I'm fucking dabbling. We're all dabbling at life. We're all trying." He got so triggered. He's like, "And wait, let me bring this up." I tried to move on so bad. He's like, "Wait a minute, let me bring this up again. You said I dabble, and I performed at all these places."
Wow. Imagine how much money he saves on condoms using his personality as birth control.
Oh yeah, it's highly effective.
The face, though, the frozen face was like, it went perfectly with what he was saying, even though it was frozen. It was so pitch perfect. And if you think about it, he could have been doing anything at that point. It could have been a Jeffrey Toobin situation. You don't know.
Right. And why wouldn't he realize that his own camera had frozen? I don't know. I don't know. Trash Bandit, this streams like a real knife fight. Thank you, Trash.
Yes.
Ooh, Matthew Hammond with an orange boy. Tennessee nearly had an electoral college. In 1962, the U.S. Supreme Court forced redistricting because populations of rural areas had been overrepresented in legislatures in proportion to those of urban and suburban areas. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're like a little history book, Matthew.
Yeah. Those are the kind of things you would have to like deal with. It'd have to be probably county-wide, I would think. But you could cross that bridge when you come to it. Or you could go over the side of it like Ted Kennedy. It's all water over the side of the bridge.
It's all water over the bridge. The Edgelord Tukey is the best dabbler. Oh yeah, that's a puppet. We have a lot of characters in this Dabbleverse. Terrace House guy Jimmy Gillikers. It's the Dabbler. Oh wow. And we also have something now called DabbleCon, where people gather from the Dabbleverse and they stand up and dabbling. Junior says dabble is the N-word for comedians. Apparently so.
That is our word. That is our word.
Mute map maker. You'd think he could take a joke. No, he absolutely can't. He has no sense of humor.
He could if he pretended it was a lovely turgid penis.
Oh, and he had all like, and then he was hitting on me in that same episode. He's like, "Have you ever
Was
come
he?
out to LA? We can hang out, get a drink."
Yeah, you ever heard of Studio 54?
Well, I'll take you to Studio 53. It's
Ever hear of the Ram Ranch? I like how his voice is gradually like transitioning into Carl from Aqua Teen.
Matthew Hammond, what would the powers and weaknesses be of the Dabbler? Oh, superpowers? God, repel women. Weaknesses, criticism. I don't know. Thank you, Matthew. Oh my God, this episode was supposed to be about Razorfist, not about me and my dabbling.
I know, right? Sorry, I'm a chatty Cathy.
Oh no, it's okay. That was insane. That was just
You
like
just yank the ripcord and dick jokes come out. It's just...
that's my favorite thing. I
there
love
you
that.
go.
You seem someone. Well, would you consider yourself politically black-pilled?
No. Total opposite. I'm white pill. The black pill is a suppository. I don't do that. I don't think there's any reason to, really. You react to circumstances as they arise, but yeah, I'm realistic about what the Republican Party is. But that's just knowing history, right? That's just knowing how the party formed and what they are. That's really the difference between Republicans and Democrats. After the Civil War, Democrats changed. Republicans didn't. They're the same.
They've always been
progressive.
pro central bank, pro.
Yeah.
I guess they're both sides are pro war. You could argue.
Oh yeah, forever war, absolutely, totally. So they just didn't
big government.
really move. And every now and then, someone will come along and be like, "Hey, there's like this whole populist conservative thing over here. None of these people have anyone to vote for. So I'm gonna kind of take that over." And usually that person is a Republican. And usually that person gets exiled from the Republican Party at some point, right? Like it happened to Barry Goldwater. Yeah, it happened to Barry Goldwater, happened to Taft, happened to, Coolidge quit before it could happen to him, really. Freaking Harding got killed, like it's a whole thing. Well, he died.
Wow. Was Taft the fat one?
The great big fat, he's amazing. He's incredible. He looks like TikTok from Return to Oz.
And it was hard to be fat back then.
It was, and he was a stress eater. Like he wasn't fat before he became president. Yeah, and everyone talks about how fat he was. Nobody talks about the fact that after he got out of the White House, he lost all the weight because he wasn't stress eating anymore.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder what he was eating. Just probably everything.
Just dough.
Rolls of
fried dough ball.
Just uncooked bread.
Yeah.
Jeremy David Dabbler, please.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the N-word for sure. I can't believe the liberal comedians bully Chrissie Mayr. She's the nicest auntie of all time. It's Mayor. And I'm getting this thing lately on Twitter where people think they can trigger me by calling me Jewish. And then I'm like, I'm not. Not like there's anything wrong with that.
Oh,
But...
yeah. I get that all the time, too. It's like, what?
Okay, so this happens to everybody. Okay.
My people liquidated I mean, what?
Yeah. You should see my oven.
I'm just saying.
It's top of the line. It's fun. Okay. Wow. Let's see. I want to play this little video of this is going to be, I think this is going to be the strategy for the Democratic Party leading
Really?
up to the election. They're just going to, anytime there's criticism of Joe Biden or he has a gaffe, this is now what they're doing. They are calling it a cheap fake.
Oh, I heard about this.
Cheap fake is the latest buzzword the White House is using to seemingly discredit the raw, unedited footage we see of President Biden.
Oh, internet.
Where'd she get that dress from? Like the Raggedy Ann collection or what?
Probably TJ Maxx.
Yeah. Hey.
Cognitive decline on full display.
They are cheap fake
Mervyn.
videos. They are done in bad faith.
Bad faith. Oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah.
And
I was on a
some of your
podcast the
news
other day and this happened
organizations,
too. I think it's just a thing with
have been very clear, have
It's
stressed
Juneteenth.
that these the right-wing critics of the president have a credibility problem because of the fact checkers have repeatedly caught them pushing misinformation.
Yes. Tell us more about the credibility problem, woman with a weeping willow haircut.
Yeah, she's part of the Whig Party.
Very much.
Disinformation. We're seeing these deep fakes.
I saw that in a ShamWow commercial, actually.
Oh God, this is really bad.
Yeah.
This is almost...
These manipulated videos. And it is, again, done.
Tina Turner looks great for her age.
No kidding.
Left a good job in the city.
In bad faith.
Since the unveiling of this word cheap fake in the press.
Oh, the pressed secretary.
Why would anybody watch my show? And this is the
room.
kind
The
of...
mainstream media is not
How do you have an audience?
Why am I even doing this?
What are you doing here? Did
What
I
am
fall
doing in my
down?
life? Should I go back to opening boxes?
Right, coming to the defense of the White House. But it stems from a question asked about the viral footage showing the president appearing confused during D-Day commemoration and his recent trip to Italy for the
There we
I
are.
think there is so much misinformation, disinformation.
All right, let's see what I got.
What is this, from a P.O. box?
Yeah. I'm just
As we've been
Right.
God, this is
talking about,
ticking.
you
That's
talked
odd.
about the video of the president wandering, and it's not true, right? The president wasn't wandering. He was talking
He
to
was
a
fucking
parachuter
wandering.
that was right in front of him. But the
Yeah, bullshit. Talking to a parachuter, my ass. He was talking to a parachuter.
world saw what happened. Even an Italian newspaper
A long
headlines.
dead
No,
parachuter.
he wasn't. The parachuter's not looking at
He's
him.
on the ground. Like, what?
He's not moving his mouth. Neither of them are moving their mouths or looking at each other. He's not
Suggested
talking to a
President Biden
fucking
was
parachuter.
confused. The translation reading, quote, long pauses, eyes closed, weak voice.
That's the
Biden and
thing
new doubts
about
about
this
health at the
is they'll
G7.
call it like a right-wing media conspiracy, but a lot of this stuff comes from the foreign press originally. Right?
Wow.
Like the whole thing about a lot of people think the Biden leaving a dump in his pants at the Vatican thing was just like right-wing media in America. No, that was Italian media that reported that.
Someone's, yeah, they're like, whatever how do you say in Italian, whoever smelt it, dealt it?
Yeah.
That's basically what happened.
Boppity boopity, I believe.
Whoever supplied it, denied it.
Yes.
Whoever denied it, supplied it. Long pauses, eyes closed, full underpants, weak voice.
Yes.
Look at that. Yeah. Oh, he thought this was a parachuter. Isn't this somebody in the National Guard?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
it's
he's not
the
even
red
looking
beret.
up.
No, he's looking out into the woods. Look at him. He's doing a hello darkness, my old friend moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, color me persnickety, but I tend to think if the president of the United States was addressing you, you probably would look up. Right?
Yes, you would get up and salute and shake his hand or do the whole thing. It's wow. No, he's just I don't
It's
know.
just like the whole thing where he's supposed to have bent over and evacuated his bowels, right? At the
Yeah.
D-Day thing. And it's like, Their damage control was he was getting ready to take a seat, but he paused there for like 45 seconds. So what's worse? Him dropping a dump in his trousers or him pausing before taking a seat for 45 uninterrupted seconds? Like, which is worse? Because I don't know. I think that's debatable.
Wow. And it's like, this is so, they're doing so badly, but I mean, they're just going to steal it again. None of it, I tend to think like, well, none of it really matters. Like Trump could win so overwhelmingly again, but they're just, I think we just need to figure out mail-in ballots and do what they do.
Well, Scott,
do it harder.
They got Scott Pressler in charge of a lot of like that stuff.
I love Scott Pressler. He's fun.
And he was talking about how we're going to have like the biggest mail-in ballot
Good.
ever. I'm like,
yeah, he's like going to jails, meeting inmates, telling
Yeah.
them to vote.
Meeting ex-boyfriends.
Yeah. Scary.
Italian newspaper headline suggested President Biden was confused.
Right.
The translation
These are
reading,
the
quote,
local Italians.
long pauses, eyes closed, weak voice, Biden and new doubts about health at the G7. This new messaging from the White House comes at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Just in time
To
for
be
the
fair,
election and falls in line with
to
Politico's
Italians,
report
anyone
back
not
in
doing this
September that
has a weak
Biden's
voice.
2024 campaign is
He was
expected
making almost no hand gestures.
It was nothing.
Couldn't understand him. He wasn't. He had almost. He just ate gelato the whole time he was there.
Conspicuous a lack of facial grease.
to be more aggressive in pushing back against so-called misinformation. The Biden campaign's counterpunch strategy to fight what it considers to be misinformation.
I love the typing hands over the White House.
It's like an 80s music video.
The White House Director of Digital Strategy, Rob Flaherty.
He seems gay.
It was reported Flaherty previously sent pressuring emails to social media platforms like Facebook to remove
We've
content
established
the White
that
House didn't
someone
agree
is
with,
typing.
suppressing information.
Wow. So even still, they're up to their usual tricks of emailing the different social media platforms. Like, hey, can you remove these the videos of Biden just being fucking old and
relating to the
shitty.
COVID vaccine and censoring the infamous Hunter Biden laptop story. The trend of repeating these cheap fake and deep fake buzzwords may be part of these latest efforts. But the recent push to try and
that literally means nothing. It's not fake. It's actual footage. It's what happened.
When you have a video and it's like, there's enough people in the audience with enough cell phones. How many are you going to claim are fake, right? Can you imagine if like Michael Richards had done this when he dropped the N-word?
It's a deep fake.
It's fake news. Bunch of, I mean, what?
Oh God. All right, everybody. I got, this is amazing. It's a heat reactive shirt.
Oh my.
This is, oh my God. I mentioned I always wanted one of these when I was little because one of our neighbor girls had one, and I was like, "Oh, that's something I guess like rich people can get." Like, and I don't know. Did you ever feel like when you were younger, if you didn't have something, it was because it must have been really, really expensive?
Right. When I was growing up, all I wanted was I was like, when I grow up, I'm gonna have a Firebird, and I have a Firebird now. I do, and it was cheap. It was cheap. It didn't even cost that much.
It's not a hypo color. It is a shadow shifter, which sounds like a superhero. But how exciting this is. You touch it and it turns pink. Wow. Very
exciting. I see. When you touch it, it actually okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
See, I didn't understand. That almost like vaguely looked like body horror without an explanation.
It could just be a purple shirt with a pink handprint on the front. I'll have to see.
Right. It's like Nick Fuentes' room under a black light. It's like,
oh my God. Oh, this is from Hunter. Wow. Did someone else send me German snacks? Oh my God. Look at this. Wow.
Hey.
Smidge Zelky. I have no idea what that is. Oh my God. Wow. This is like a whole. Wow. Butterwaffen.
Waffen butter. Like fully militarized butter.
Ooh, this is like a German MRE.
Yes.
How exciting. Ooh. Jumbo.
What is that?
It looks like a number 2. Oh, it's like a
I
hazelnut.
still have Japanese candy, and I have no idea what it is.
This is fruit. Fruit with 2 T's.
Nice.
Nougat things. A Ballisto. Ooh, I love a Ballisto. I don't know what a Ballisto is. And there's no information on the back.
Right.
It's just Ballisto.
Just ballista. You just got to take it on faith.
And Nopple. Everyone loves a Knoppers. What's a Knoppers?
Knoppers. I don't think we can show that on stream.
Yeah, I got my Knoppers out.
Right. I think that's what Kick is for.
Only if they're breastfeeding.
Right.
Unmarked pink candies. That's good. Ooh, marzipan. This is so exciting. Keep the German treats coming, you guys. This is really sorry. This stream is really all over the place. Let me put my Knoppers away.
Somebody said Melanie's code or German name is Butterwaffen. It's not bad.
Butterwaffen.
Not bad.
Oh my God. Matthew Hammond, who was the worst reader, Teron Gill or Craig?
Taron, what is he, like, related to Vince Gill? Taron Gill's my editor, and yeah, he's bad at reading super chats and stuff. Yeah.
Cool. I'm not alone. Von Beowulf, FJB's full quote to the parachutist. I just wrapped my pants, you dog-faced pony soldier.
There you are.
Oh wow, so sad. I bet they're all
You
so
want him-
tired.
Do they really want him to have been talking to the soldier? Because the last time he did, he called them stupid sons of bitches. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll never forget the time he said, "Look here, fat." Like just called someone fat. into
He's
the
just
crowd.
gonna drop the hard R at some point, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna happen.
They could at least make it fun. They're probably all so sick and tired of covering for him. They're like, none of us thought that this would be going on this long. Like
Right.
we are as shocked as you are.
But what's the alternative, Kamala? Freaking
That just shows you how fucking retarded she has to be for them to like not let him die. Like,
oh yeah,
not take him off his Adderall long enough for him to pass away.
yeah. They
so
got the great big green reanimator syringe at the ready.
Yeah, they're like, no, we have to put him in his bacta tank each night because Kamala Harris is just that retarded.
You think he sleeps in like the Michael Jackson hyperbaric chamber?
He sleeps upside down.
Yes.
To keep the blood flow to his brain. Not Alfarius. Is a Butterwaffen kind of like a Butterface? Yes.
Yeah.
It's a German Butterface. That's what it is. Everybody run, do not walk to purchase Ghost of the Badlands now. Do you prefer they buy it on Amazon or another site, or is it all the same to you?
I mean, if you got it through Indiegogo, this version actually should show difference. Yeah, if you got it through Amazon, through Indiegogo, it's bigger. It has more stuff in it. The Amazon version here it is smaller.
They both look like they're black and white.
Yeah, they are both black and white. We will release a color version, after all that stuff is shipped out. But yeah, if you went through Indiegogo, it's going to be on the way pretty soon. Or some of the black and white ones are still shipping out right now to people. But yeah, if you get it, I mean, gosh, it's on Amazon. It's at freaking Walmart, for crying out loud. It's at Barnes and Noble. You can get it off all of their websites. Like, it doesn't really make a difference to me. Like I said, the only reason there's an Amazon version and mass market version is because there were so many people who missed out on the campaign. So I lowered the price as much as it possibly can go, according to the publisher, I guess. And so it's just like basically for people who missed out.
Awesome. And everyone subscribe to Razorfist's YouTube channel, The Rageaholic. Lots of fun rants and takes. And you're quite the wordsmith. I appreciate your linguistic abilities.
Thank you. I do smith with words.
Yeah, like I do sleep with a thesaurus under my pillow.
It's true.
Instead of porn, the pages of my thesaurus are stuck together.
That's not true.
Okay, cool. Putting the dick in dictionary. Okay, I'm done.
What?
I'm done. That wasn't even funny. Damn.
What?
I don't know what's
Well,
wrong.
the internet is for unfunny, so I don't know. We just watched the Stuttering John video. Let's leave,
yeah.
let's leave the unfunny to him.
Does DJT eventually get JFK treatment? I've been worried about this for quite some
Me
time.
too. If it gets to the point where, because the lawfare is not meant to stick, it's pretty clear, right? They just wanted to keep him from campaigning, so none of this stuff is going to hold up under appeal or anything. They can rig it as much as they want. I mean, they'd love it if Donald Trump winds up in prison. Don't get me wrong, but that's not really the end game. They just want to stop him from campaigning. But if that doesn't work, I don't know. I anything's on the table.
But you know what? He's smart enough, and his team is smart enough to know, like, that this is a thing that they probably are thinking about. So you'd think they would prepare for every outcome.
Yeah, and then there's some drama about them not wanting him to have Secret Service.
I think they didn't want RFK to have Secret Service.
That's true.
Literally did not grant it to him.
Doesn't seem advisable at all. Hey, let's not guard a Kennedy. Let's see how that goes.
They're like, well, we'll give you a voice changer.
You're planning any parades near a book depository in the near future? Or?
Oh, Zach Ed says German accent equals bad guy in movies. Germans chill. Thank you. Germans are chill.
Who's more often evil in movies, German guy or British guy?
Germans are like a specific kind. Like, obviously, okay, you have who's that guy? And I can never remember his name, but he's like one of my favorite people / actors from
I like how you distinguish. I like how you distinguish between people and actors.
No, because I can't distinguish him as a person from him as this character. Like, he played like head Nazi on Inglourious Bastards, basically.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
What the fuck is his name? What's wrong with me? I can never remember it. He's
Hans Schnitzel.
Christoph Waltz. Thank you. I swear to God, I probably ask Frank like every other week what this guy's name is.
Nice.
Christoph Waltz.
There are some people whose name just will not stick. I know what you're talking about.
Dude, I love him. He's just so funny. Like, he's just delightful. Delightful Nazi man. Yes. Ian Carroll's Chrissy, are you going to get into watching Deep Space Nine so you could join in on Razor's Depths of DS9 show? If you would like me to. Sure.
You ever watch Star Trek stuff?
No.
No, never.
But I'm friends with Vic Mignogna.
Is he involved in that? Or did you just feel like throwing that out there?
Isn't he Star Trek adjacent?
I don't think so. Is he? I don't think so. Has he done Star Trek stuff? I don't know. I think Chrissy's just name dropping here, folks. I think she's got Hollywood on it.
I'm really not. He doesn't. Don't they have a whole fucking thing in Atlanta, Georgia? You can go in and go on the set of Star Trek. Yeah,
so she knows.
Star Trek continues. He plays Kirk. Thank you, chat.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. He's a voice actor. So, okay.
Look, I'm just stabbing in the dark, as they say. Okay, let me
OJ.
Just stabbing white ladies in the dark. Final super chat from Matthew Hammond. A congressman floated the idea of removing Secret Service from former presidents that were convicted of a felony. Oh, how convenient.
Oh, yeah. Hey, this specific category that only applies to exactly one guy.
Yeah. No, it's a no-homers club. We're allowed to have one.
Right.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. This was fun. This was a great show.
Yeah. Sorry about being late. Freaking traffic did not cooperate. I apologize.
No, I'm so thrilled you came by. Follow Razorfist on YouTube. Follow him on Twitter at Razorfist. Anywhere else that I forgot?
Twitter. No, YouTube and Twitter. That's pretty much where I can be.
YouTube and Twitter.
I'm on all the places.
All the platforms. I speak in all caps.
Yes. No, I'm on Failbook, all the places. I have a Tumblr for some reason. I don't know.
Ooh, what about a Friendster?
Right. There we go. I think I have a MySpace.
Those were the days.
Yes.
Thank you so much to the chat. I love you guys. This was so much fun. Thank you, Razorfist, for the time.
No, it was a blast. I'd love to come on anytime. And you're welcome on my. I have a podcast too. You're welcome on mine as well.
Oh my God, let's do it. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
All we talk about is hardcore porn. No, not really.
Hardcore pornography.
It's a political podcast, and I also do one that's more about like pop culture too. So you could be on it,
Cool.
either of them.
Ooh, what about Grindr? Yes, we're both on Grindr.
Snapchat, all the big ones.
This is great. Until next time, guys. Bye. What's your sign off, Razorfist?
Godspeed.
Godspeed.